All right, you've moved your tassel to the right, or is it to the left? You've tossed your cap in the air, you're gripping your diploma. Now what? The collegiate class of 2025 is facing a volatile job market, economic uncertainty, and fears about AI taking over jobs. So how can young people and their families learn to cope with the uncertainty of the future? They can find a friend and licensed psychiatrist like Dr. Gil Salz to help. It is always wonderful to see you. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
You are on time, madam.
It is a hard, you know what? Even before this time,
Yes.
it's a developmental leap.
Okay.
From structured school for both the parent and the
Right.
kid, right? To suddenly, like, you're on your own. You're
Right.
really adulting.
Right.
And that transition has a lot of uncertainty included in it. And uncertainty does drive anxiety. So
How is that anxiety?
It's expectable.
How is that anxiety different than the anxiety? I don't want to say normal everyday anxiety as though anxiety is normal, but how is the anxiety of graduating college different than other types of anxiety?
You are going out into what feels like first-time unknowns, right? You have to make your own structure. School's structured. You know what you're doing all the time, right? You have a built-in social system. Now you got to go out, find your own social system, find your own means of making a living,
Right.
Start your trajectory. There are going to be bumps, mistakes, things that don't go the way you wanted them to, and that in a newbie, essentially, right, can create that anxiety. But there are ways that you can cope with it, like you do in any new transition.
Well, let's get to that, because I'm listening to you talk, and I feel like back in 1996, I was dealing with the exact same thing.
Exactly. And so parents need to remember they had bumps,
Right.
there were new things, it was a hard time, and let their kid do it. Don't try to do it for them, because they're building their feeling of independence and resilience. So they might fall down somewhat. That's okay. You can listen to them, but let them, first of all, create structure in their day.
Right.
If they don't have a job, structure their day another way.
Right.
Live as healthy a lifestyle with self-care as they can during this time period, because that will help their anxiety.
Right.
Not over drinking alcohol, building in exercise, doing those things. Call friends. And by the way, as a new graduate, you can still rely on your college's career center,
Right.
mental health center. You can turn to old professors and say, hey, I need some mentoring. I want to go into this area. Can you give me some ideas? You can turn back to that as something that actually can help you. So there are things that you can be doing. If the job market, what you were planning to do, isn't looking so good, widen your net, take something, get a
Right.
start. And if you move back home, act like it's your home.
Right.
Contribute money or mowing the lawn or doing the laundry,
Anything.
because you are an adult now and you want to treat your home and your social life and your work life like an adult.
It sounds like, as parents or caregivers or even communities that are surrounding recent grads, we need to arm them with, it sounds like, structure.
Yes.
It sounds like be a working member of your community, whether it's at home
That's right.
or whether it's, you know what, I don't have a job yet, I am going to take this job at the grocery store, or I am going to volunteer.
Or from 9 to 12, I'm going to do my job search, write up things, everything, and then in the afternoon, I'm going to volunteer, or I'm going to flip burgers.
Right.
I'm going to do something that actually makes me feel useful and part of the workforce while I look for that thing that I need. Now, parents, this can be hard for you, because
Yeah.
when you see your kid floundering, right, we all want to run in
Of course, and save the day.
help them.
Right.
But I'm telling you, this is the time to listen, but not do.
Right.
Right? Don't do their job application. Don't make them dinner every night.
Right.
Do listen to them so that they can vent if they're feeling anxious, but try to avoid the contagion of, I'm anxious, now you're anxious, now I'm anxious.
Right.
Because that can become very cyclical. They'll get there.
They will get there. I want to touch on something that I was actually talking about with some girlfriends, which is, you know, I grew up in, and mind you, broadcast is a very grueling industry. We work, and sometimes we work beyond the end of the broadcast or the end of the day. And we were saying, where do we help these young people find the balance of preserving their mental health, which no one ever
Right.
told me to do that, but at the same time, having a little bit of grit in the workplace, because I feel like it's one or the other, and then everyone ends up losing.
You're right, and it doesn't have to be. One can work hard, have grit, but carve out, even if it's an hour or two,
Yeah.
where you go, this is the time where I'm doing some self-care,
Right.
where I'm doing some whatever relaxes me or whatever socially engages me. So making sure you get good sleep, making sure you're eating well, and making sure you're doing some exercise. Those things can still go with I'm gritty, and,
Right.
and these are the years, right? These early years are work hard
Yeah.
years, get established
Yes.
years. You can encourage that at the same time you say, and at the end of the day, take an hour or two, put away the phone,
Right.
don't answer the
Right.
emails,
And just
get off the social media,
Right.
and do some me time.
That's right. That's right. A little bit of strife and a little bit of me time. What are your final thoughts? Because you're going to be back here next year. We're going to be talking about the same exact thing.
Well, I think that actually is part of my final thought, which
Yeah.
is this is an evergreen situation.
Yeah.
The next transition into the next part of school or out of school into adulthood or from adulthood into motherhood or these life transitions, they are hard. Transitions cause uncertainty
Yeah.
and they are hard. So give yourself a little break,
Yeah.
a little self-compassion, that it's okay to be somewhat anxious. You just want to help yourself manage it enough that you don't become overwhelmed. And if you do become overwhelmed, see a mental health professional.
I was just going to say, or see a mental health professional. I do. Sometimes I will text him. I'm in over my head. He says, you've been here before. You'll be okay.
Super treatable.
Yeah,
Earlier is better.
that's right. It's always good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you
nice to be
much.
with you.
Likewise.